Welcome back everyone to Blender and Unreal Engine becoming a dungeon prop artist, and this is where we left you off. Now, one thing I did forget, let me just zoom in to this, and you can see that I did forget to triangulate this, so it's still an N-gon. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to grab it, and there's a really simple technique to actually fix this. All you need to do is you need to right click, come down to where it says triangulate faces. You must make sure that you're in face select to do this, so triangulate faces, and then come down again and try to quads, and there you go. Everything will be back to normal, except it will have triangulated all of these cylinders for you already. So now that's perfectly ready to go. And the other thing is it's not altered the UVs or anything like that. So perfect. All right, so let's make a start in the middle. So what I'll do is Shift S, cursor to world origin. And let's first of all make a start on our basic plate. So Shift A, bring in a cylinder. And again, I'm going to put this on 16. I don't want it too high. I'm going to press S. I'm going to bring the guy over a little bit just so I can get a good idea of scale. As you can see, if this was a plate, it would be absolutely huge. So let's make it a little bit smaller, something more reasonable, like this size. SZ, pull it together, bring it up, and that looks about the right size for a plate. All right, so now we just need to make it a very simple plate for our dungeon. So let's grab the face. We're going to press I, like so. And then I'm just going to bring it in. So E, pull it down, and there you go. All right, so that's the plate done. Simple as that. Now let's move on to the actual bowl. And the way I'll do that is I'll actually bring in a UV sphere. So let's press Shift A, Mesh, UV sphere. Again, I'm going to turn this down. It's too high. Let's put this back onto object mode. And then what I'll do is I'll put this on 16 as well. I think that'll be a good number. And I think 16 and 16, maybe bring this down a little bit. So something like 12. Yeah, and I think that'll be much better. All right, so now let's get rid of the parts we don't need, which will be this edge going around here. Because you can see this is the halfway point. So if I get rid of this one going around here with delete faces, grab the top, delete vertices. Here is my bowl. Let's make it a little bit smaller. Let's bring it up just to make sure it's the right size. So I think still a huge bowl. Let's make it a little bit smaller. Let's press SZ just to bring it down a little bit, just to make sure. Yeah, that's looking much better. And I think also on a bowl like this, there would also, if I press Ctrl 7 and come to it, what I can actually do to grab all of these going around is press C, and that will give me a circle select. So if I click it going all the way around here, like so, and then what I can do is I can pull it down. So E, Z, pull it down. Make sure you press Z twice, just so it's going along that line. And then all you're going to do now is press S and Z, S and Z. And all I've done there is just basically flatten it off. And now I can actually pull it up into place like so. And you can see how easy that was to actually get that bowl there. Now, the one problem you're going to have with this is that you need to solidify this edge, and we've got this bottom part on here, so that's not really going to help us. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to split off my edge. So the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to come in and Alt Shift click, and then I'm going to press Control and the little plus on near the number pad. So going all the way down to here, there, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to press Y, G, and now you can see it's split off like so. Now what I want to do is I just want to fill this face in. So if I hide this one out of the way, come up, Alt Shift and click just to grab all that going all the way around. And what I want to do with this realistically is I want to bridge edge loops. So to do that, you need to have an empty part. So basically it needs to be two separate parts like this, and then you can right click, come down, bridge edge loops. And now what you can do is you can just fill those parts in. It just makes it really clean mesh if you do it that way, like so. All right, so now let's press Alt H, bring back my bowl. And now what I want to do is I just want to split this bowl off away from this part here. So if I grab it with L, P, selection, tab, grab it again, Control A, all transforms, right click to Origins Geometry. And now let's bring in another new modifier. So add modifier, come down, and we're going to bring in one that's called Solidify. And there you go, you can see exactly what that does. Now let's bring it down a little bit, because I think, let's have a look actually that might be right. If I bring this down, you can see holding the shift button, I can make it a little bit thinner like so. All right, finally, I want to make sure it's got even thickness on. Always make sure that's on. And now, once you apply this with Control A, you'll see that we've got full mesh there. Finally then, I just want to bring this bit up so we've not got that kind of gap in there. So I'm going to grab this bottom bit. And again, I want to make sure I'm just grabbing the top of it. So I'm actually going to come in and I'm going to hide this ball out of the way just so I can see what I'm doing. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab this going all the way around with Alt-Shift-Click, right-click, mark seam. And then I'm going to press Tab, Alt-H just to bring back the top of the bowl, grab the bottom of the bowl, and now I can come in with face select because we've got that seam on there, pressing L, and now I can just bring it up. So I'll just bring it up like so, double tap the A, and there you go. That is a really, really nice bowl. All right, so now we've got our bowl, we've got our plate. Let's join these both together because we've got no modifiers on them anyway. So Control J, bring it over. Now let's make a little spoon. So the way I'm going to do our little spoon is probably just use a cylinder and pull it out or something like that. I think that's probably going to be the best way actually. So I'll press Shift A, bring in a cylinder. 16 is absolutely fine. Let's press S on it like so, and let's just use the top of it. So I don't want to use all of this, of course. So I'm going to come in, grab the bottom, press Control plus again, press Delete, faces, and then you should end up with a spoon like this. Now what I'm going to do now is stretch it out a little bit. So while I've got it selected, S and Y, pull it out a little bit like so. You can see now how easy it is to make that spoon. Now, of course, the spoon is indented in the middle as well, so we need to do that. So the easiest way to do this is to press I, bring it right in, and you will see that this eye is not really working very well. It's crossing over and things. So let's first of all reset our transformation. So Control A, reset, right click, origin to geometry, tab again, I, and now bring it in. You can see we can bring it in much, much closer now. Now, you don't want to break it or anything like that. You just want to bring it in enough so it's like that. And then what you want to do is you want to now bring this in. So you want to bring it in like so, making it more rounded. All right, and now finally, bring it in again with I, making sure we're not going over again. And now we've got enough edge loops in the middle to actually do something with that. All we need now is more on the outside. So it's Control R, let's put in 3, left click, right click. And now finally we can go in to the center. So grab just the center, put your proportional editing on smooth, and now just grab it with this blue arrow, bring it in, and there you go. There is your actual spoon. If I press tab now, you can see that's looking pretty nice. All right, finally then, what I want to do is I just want to bring out the edge. So Alt, Shift, and click, bring up just the edge, like so. And now I want to make the actual spoon come out. So I'm going to grab the backs of these, press 7, and I'm just going to extrude it back now. So E and Y, pull it back like so, and that's it. Just a simple spoon. I even like how this edge is coming out here. All right, so now all we need to do is just need to give this some thickness. So Control A, all transforms, right click, so origin to geometry, and all you want to do now is just add in another solidify, and we'll bring it the other way. So if I bring it up, let's have a look which way is going to look best. Probably that way actually. It's just a simple tool anyway. Even thickness on. And then we just need to make it smaller. Let's apply that as well with Control A. Let's bring it over just to make sure that it's the right size. Like so. And yeah, that's looking pretty good. Like so. All right, so I'm happy with that. Now, before I carry on with the ale mugs, I think what we should do is we should just bring in some materials for these and make sure they're, correct and everything like that. We'll do that on the next one. Then what we'll do is we'll save it out, and then on the next one, as I say, we'll bring in some materials. We'll actually create a new material as well, so we've got that ready to go. All right, everyone, so hope you enjoyed that, and I'll see you on the next one. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.